Hey, welcome in, everybody, to the purple and gold-clad Skoll Marketing Studios in beautiful downtown Hopkins, Minnesota. My name is Chris Tubbs, but I am not alone because I am joined by Chuck Foreman, Minnesota Vikings legend, and should be NFL Hall of Famer. And that means that the Spin Doctor is in. And Chuck, I know, man, it's been a busy day for you. You just got back from an event. About an hour away or so?
Yeah, we were up in Clearwater, up at Nelson Brothers, and that's a busy place. I mean, I go there all the time when I go 94 North, and anytime I go by there, well, I never go by it without stopping in there. But just a lot of great people. Met a lot of Minnesota Viking fans, and I met a lot of Minnesota Viking fans that were around when I played.
Oh, I mean, that's got to make you feel good because I know that.
Yeah, because, they're going up to their cabins or they're coming back from closing them up. But, they're generally older people. I met a lot of younger people, too, don't misunderstand me. A lot of Viking fans. And it's a good way to start the day.
Yeah. It is when you get a chance to talk to fans. And you were there for, what was it, a signing and then a Tailgate Spices?
Yeah, Tailgate Spices, our spice line.
Yep.
Up there doing that. And we sold a lot of spices. And it was just a great way to start the day. That's all I can say.
Well, you get a chance to talk with fans. We kind of talked about this a little bit, a few weeks ago. Just the ability to be personable and talk with fans and just to be able to go out and meet people. It makes that genuine connection between you and just being able to go out and kind of have the fans, show you the respect and you get a chance to kind of pay it forward with them.
Yeah, exactly. And pretty much always look, I'm in the fourth quarter with 12 minutes to go, maybe 10 minutes to go, in life in general. But, at this point in time in my life, and to be able to go out and continue to be, for lack of a better word, wanted or respected or just appreciated when you go out there and do the things that we do here at Skoll Marketing. For me, it's a blessing because I meet a lot of good people. And, and the whole thing about it, if you were to keep up with the general media, because, it seems to me like anything that's bad sells.
Yeah, they say if it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah, if it bleeds, it leads. But it might lead, but it's not the course because there's a lot of great people out there, and that there keeps me motivated to continue to do what I do.
And it's just so great to hear that and the message of positivity because we need a lot of that positivity out there right now.
Yeah, we do. We need it right now. But there's a lot of people out there. Let me tell you. And it's unfortunate, but the platforms out there are fairly, I think, is 90% negative and 10% positive.
Yeah.
And and so it makes it look like all that negative stuff and all these bad things that are happening are the forefront, but they're not. You know what I mean? People are just speaking about them, but the majority of the people, they're up here on the high road with you and me.
Yeah.
The rest of the people are down there, and we're looking down at them. So that's the good thing. You got to remember that.
Yeah, no question. Well, this week I want to talk about some of the international games because the Vikings just got done playing two international games, once against Pittsburgh and the other against Cleveland. Now, by the time that this airs, they would have been past their bye week and getting ready for Philadelphia. But I want to ask you, as a guy that played in the league, I mean, international games, the way that it's going everywhere. I mean, what are your thoughts on these international games?
I think they're interesting. The fact is that the NFL is getting to be so big and so wide, worldwide, that they have to go and take the product over across the to London and all the other places that they're going. Ireland and Spain, wherever they're going. But I think the NFL has grown so much that they have to do that. And from what I understand, the players that have been there, they've really enjoyed the trip. They're long, no doubt about it, but just the experience along is a good thing for football.
Did you ever imagine that when you played that the NFL would end up having games in England and Ireland and you know, Brazil?
I never thought so. I mean, let's put it like this. I never really gave it much of a thought because we were just, football is an American sport.
Right.
Soccer is an international sport. So, you know, I know about soccer. You know, I remember Pelé when I was a kid. You know, he was like world-renowned soccer player. I mean, everybody knows that name. It was just one word, P-E-L-E.
Yeah, Pele. Yep,
Pelé,
you got it.
And everybody knew it. So, and then like soccer's now starting to take off here in this country. I mean, it's going big time. Heck, we even built a stadium here for our local soccer team.
Yep.
And so soccer's growing, and the NFL taking its steps, you know, overseas. And I think it's a good thing for the sports, a good thing for the fans.
Would you have ever wanted to play in an international game?
Yeah,
I mean,
I would have.
you would have?
Yeah, I would have liked to have gone for the experience, number one, to experience the different culture and the different people. And, you know, but from what I understand, from the people that I hear from internationally on my websites and stuff like that, boy, it's big time over there.
It sounds like over the course of time that the fans
Right.
have become more educated about it. That, you
Right.
know, when they first were over there, it was a matter of, okay, you like the extra points, you like the
Right.
field goals, but now it seems like when you're watching,
Right.
they seem to, you know, the big plays or the penalties, like they're kind of, I don't want to say acquiescing more to
Right.
the American style of cheering,
Right.
but it seems like it's kind of a more common knowledge that,
Well,
you know.
I think what's going to end up happening is they're going to have some NFL teams in Europe. And, you know, you'll get some teams that from the stateside that'll go over there and maybe stay a couple of weeks, and that's how they'll rotate it.
Yeah.
Until they figure out how they're going to do it.
Similar
But,
to what the Vikings did?
yeah, just like the Vikings and the Browns did, and Pittsburgh. You know, I think that's what they'll go over, and you know, a team will stay a couple of weeks, and you know, it's going to rotate like that. They'll have some teams that are based in these countries, but teams from here will go over there, and maybe you know, I don't know how many teams they'll have there, but they'll just rotate, and then somehow they'll figure it out. But that's going to be the next market.
What do you think about the evolution of the NFL itself? I mean, not necessarily like how the game is played, but
Right.
just like the way that it's marketed and the way that it's presented at this point.
I think it's like from the time I think when I got in the league first got in it was starting to really take off in a different direction, in a good direction. They were expanding. They were, you know, at that time, you know, the sport was getting to be more and more popular. It was being televised more. You know, because back then when I came there, it was CBS, ABC, and NBC. That was it. With no cable, nothing like that.
Sure.
And so the games were on those different stations. You had the AFC on one channel. Well, it might have been ABC.
And then the NFC was on like CBS. Okay.
And NBC would get the Monday night game or something like that. However it worked. But those were the networks that they had at the time, and it was the time of the big growth period of the NFL was getting into more households. People were being, you know, enjoyed it more. And then the Super Bowl got bigger and bigger and bigger. And, you know, it's evolved into what it is today.
Was Monday Night Football with Howard Cosell, was that a huge thing
huge.
at that time? Was that kind of like, was it a big deal for players to be on Monday Night Football?
That was the big deal. Howard Cosell, Monday Night Football. And you were getting psyched up to play. Because you knew Howard, he just told it like it was. Sometimes, you know.
For good or for bad, huh?
Yeah, for good or for bad. And I met him a couple of times. He's a really nice guy, and a young man, a really nice man. Then, of course, we had that stunt we pulled, not me, but some of my teammates pulled on him at the Super Bowl. He wasn't too happy about that in New Orleans. And
Tell me about that.
I think I don't know who was doing the interview, whether it was Fran or one of the guys. And Howard Cosell, and they were sitting outside the hotel because we didn't stay at the big hotels. We stayed at like a Country Inn or something like that back in those days.
Okay, was that by design or?
No, that was by affordability. But anyway,
okay, I got you.
But let's put like the affordability that the Vikings wanted to spend.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, but anyway, so we were at the hotel, and you know, I think Fran was doing an interview with Howard Cosell, and then you know we had a couple of guys on the team, Wally Hilgenberg and a few others that were kind of pranksters, and well, they dumped they set it up so Howard was sitting under doing the interview under there was the second floor, and he was, so anyway, they were right under the floor. And then, they were in the middle of an interview, and then they poured the water on him.
Oh, no, during the interview?
Yeah, and he had a toupee,
No. Yeah, I guess I knew that he had the toupee.
Yeah, that came off, and he was pissed, man. He was like, God, I don't think he never forgave us for that, because he used to beat us up really bad when we played. He wouldn't give us any kind of positive reinforcements of any kind. He was just like anti-Viking from that point on.
Who was the mastermind behind that?
I would have to think it was. I have to think it was Wally Hilgenberg myself. That was the kind of guy he was.
Big prankster then.
He was a prankster. Good, just one of the nicest guys too.
What did Bud say when he found out about that? But that doesn't seem like something that'd sit well with Bud.
No, I don't remember what Bud, how Bud said it, but Howard Cosell. Bud might have just laughed or chuckled, but I don't know if he did or not. But I'm just saying, those are some of the things that we did. We had Roy Winston might have been a part of it, because him and Wally, they were all, they were a real tight group, that linebacker group, and that was one of the funniest things, because we were all watching from a room,
You knew it was happening. You just had to wait for it to actually.
Yeah, like, are they really going to do this?
So I mean, after that happens, do other broadcasters take note? Is it like, hey, they don't be careful about the Vikings?
They took a break. I think Howard and Fran came back, and Howard was not a happy guy. But after that, Howard never spoke too well of the Vikings. Oh, the Minnesota Vikings are trash. No, he didn't say it like that, but he wasn't giving us too many kudos.
It's funny, because Vikings fans have this perception that everybody hates them, and maybe it goes back to the Howard Cosell days.
Howard Cosell, everybody kind of like had their own opinion about Howard Cosell. But he's one of the guys that took the NFL and sports itself to a whole different level, because of his ability to announce in a way that made it exciting. He was special.
Yeah, when they say one of one,
right?
He kind of was the guy during
he was
that time, and whether you liked him or whether you hated him,
and whether it was the Olympics, whether it was football or whatever sport winter sports, whatever it was, he was the head guy.
Yeah, when it comes to media and just like the fan experience. How do you think the NFL has done in terms of making the game more fan-friendly in terms of just like events and making players accessible and things like that?
Let's put it to you this way. I think in my era, the fans were we were more hands-on with the fan. Now, I'm not saying they don't create little things that the fans can be a part of, but it's all controlled atmosphere. Like the players would be here. Right now, the players, they'll have their space, and then the fans have theirs, and then it's controlled by security or something, who comes where, who can come where, and all that, which is probably a good thing nowadays, because there's some people out there that might be a little off.
Yeah.
Or not saying that they weren't when I played, but I think people are more willing to take things to the next level. But I think we were more of a hands-on kind of era, but in today's game and in the way everything is in today's world, I think it is probably the best thing to have it controlled like that.
Yeah.
You come in, like when I go over to the Viking facility, and they set us up. Well, they get in line and they come one by one through there, and they got security there to make sure everything's cool. And unfortunately, but fortunately, they have that in place.
So, does it feel a little more impersonal that way when you feel like people are just kind of herded through? It's like you get your autograph, you get a little bit, and then it's kind of like they're ushered off.
They herded through, but you can still be a little one-on-one,
a little personable with them.
You might not have much time because you got everybody coming. Everybody might want to do and have a long conversation. You can't have a long conversation because everybody's moving through. But I think with the sign of the times, I think the NFL and sports in general have done it the best way. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always kind of wanted to get your thoughts on something like that because, like, for me, it's great, but it feels like you're there and you get a chance to see your heroes, but then it's like
you can't mingle like we used to.
Yeah, like exactly. You can't
after the game, after practice, they come out, we sit down and sign and do whatever we wanted to do with the fans. Take pictures and.
Yeah,
there was no security to speak of to stop them. There was the places where they can go, and we go like when we go after practice, walking back to the locker room. You can sign, do all that kind of stuff. But today's game and the way it's set up today, it's like players. When they come out on the field, there's nobody around there. They just come straight to the field.
Yeah,
and then they'll set up a time where you might be able to come out and the players will go to a certain area. They'll have to be in a certain area, and the players will walk through there and sign autographs for a few minutes.
Sure. Yeah, that's kind of...
So it's not as personable.
Yeah, and I think there were probably things that happened back in the day, but it wasn't as, like, talked about as it is. You know what I mean? It's like...
But we didn't have... But, I think the whole climate as far as people goes, it's a little different because there's so much stuff out there that's pumped out there, and some people believe a lot of it, and
some people want to make a name for themselves for
like
that.
Somebody says, "Oh, this guy, he's a horrible player. He cost them a game. Well, you got some fans out there that's so serious about it that they might want to come do something to you because you cost them the game because they gambling.
Yeah, and I've never understood, and we've talked about this on our radio show so many times, when something happens and a fan feels the need to DM them or,
right.
mention them on social media or make these outrageous threats,
right.
and then you do it to the family. It's like, you got to get a grip, man. Like, this is just sports. For us, it's entertainment. As much as I love the Vikings,
it's just a game.
It's entertainment for me.
Right,
it's your job. It's your life. It's an outside for me.
Like, you got people out there that are so. It scares me sometimes to see how serious some of these people are. If you go down at the stadium and you get ready to walk into the game, as a fan and as somebody like you and me now. And you look at these people's faces, and they got their game face on.
Yeah,
they going in for battle. It's to see who can scream the loudest, or what player they want to do well. And I don't know. It's interesting for sure.
Yeah. So do you feel like fans have gotten a little more, more passionate,
a little rowdy,
little more rowdy than what they were back then?
Definitely more passionate. No, definitely more passionate. Let's say openly passionate.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying we didn't have passionate fans back then, but they were more in control and stuff like that. Like, no, I'm not going to do it. But, now they just let it loose.
Yeah.
If you don't play well, they'll tell you.
See,
if you play great, they'll tell you that too.
And for me, when the game is over, like if the Vikings lose, I'm bummed. I'm disappointed.
Right.
But I know that, guys don't want to get hurt. Nobody wants to drop a ball. Like Kevin O'Connell wants to make the right call. Carson Wentz wants to make the right throw. It's like, I'm bummed because it's a team that I root for that gives me joy. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to go online and harass somebody because my fantasy football team lost. Yeah. It's entertainment for me, but for me, it's like it's their life.
Like if anything comes across negative on my stuff, I just delete.
Yeah,
I don't even read. I don't begin. In fact, Ben, he goes through that stuff and he's like, "No, we're not dealing with that." But this social media thing that gives people a voice, but a voice with no consequence.
Yeah, well, and that's just it too. Like anybody can say anything,
anything they want
and to think that you're doing something productive by saying something negative to a player and tagging them and mentioning their family. It's like, to me, that doesn't nothing positive can come out of that. Like, not only do you think about it, Chuck, you think about it, you type it up, and then you look at it, and you're like, I think this is a good idea, and you send it. I could never, ever put myself in that situation because...
But you think normal.
Yeah.
You got to remember that. A lot of these people don't. Yeah, I mean, they're so passionate that they kind of go over the top.
Yeah. Do you think that the addition, because you mentioned the gambling and everything, do you think that that's added to it, that people have a lot of money invested in it personally?
Right. First of all, here's the deal.
Okay.
When I played football, gambling was like taboo, whether you played the game or not.
Nobody talked about it.
Nobody, if you better not gamble as a player, whether it's fun or not, because you out the league. Now, the league sponsors gambling. And the only thing they put in there, they'll say something in a commercial like, gambling can be addictive. You control it.
Yeah.
But what they haven't forgot is all the people out there, like they got their team. They know more about the teams than I do. They know who's rushing, how many rushes and yards, what guy catches passes at a certain down, and how distant. They know the whole daggone thing. And so, they put that money out there, and the smart ones only put the money out that they can afford to lose.
Yep.
But the people that are rowdy, they not only put the money out there they put it all out there. It's like it's all in or nothing. And they are the ones that have the issue.
So as a former player, how do you feel about how people might be a little aggressive with the gambling?
Well, they can be like that, but here's my whole theory. I worked too hard to get what I got, to gamble it on something like that. Heck no. I mean, you know what I will say this. If I go, for instance, if I went to the casino, if I go to it, I don't rarely go, but if I do go to one, sometimes I do autograph stuff. I got $20, and I'll put it in that thing.
In the slot machine, yeah.
In the slot machine, and I'll pull the slot, I'll push the button, and then cling, 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 and I'll make some money, and I cling, 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 and I lose the money, but cling, cling, and I'll keep playing with it until I either win a certain amount, and then, but if I lose that money I put in there, I'm done. I'm walking.
Yeah. Yeah, it's...
You see, I'm walking. I'm not when you sit down and you break it down, people go out and spend their whole paycheck, gamble their whole... I was just at where was I? I was at Black Bear Casino the other night. And all I did was kept seeing people going back to the cash
to the
machine.
ATM, yeah.
ATM. They kept going. I was sitting there next to this woman, and she was pulling the thing. She hit, ding, 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 ding. Like, all right, now maybe she's gonna quit now. She just made $500. Heck, she did that 500 thing and lost the 500. Then she went to the ATM and got me. See now, to me, I'm walking. I got $500.
That's money you didn't have. That's found money.
$500, man. This thing you can pay a couple different bills with it, get some groceries for the week.
Yeah.
That's the way I think. But they just kept going and going. I don't know. I think she hit it one more time. And then she did walk once we got to her. I don't know how much she won or lost, but when I saw her hit that, because I could hear the lights, clink, 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 and she grabbed it up and left. But there's a lot of people to go to those casinos, and they spend their whole...
people can lose their life savings.
Yeah, man, I don't understand that. I ain't gambling. Just like some of the basketball players, football, especially basketball players that go to these casinos and they rolling. Man, you're making all that money. If you want to throw it away, throw it to me. I'll do something good with it.
Yeah, you'll catch it. You catch things. You got good hands.
If you're going to gamble on that, if you want to gamble on me.
Yeah.
Gamble on Chuck Foreman is going to go out here and do some good.
Yeah, well, and that's it. I grew up in southwestern Minnesota,
right?
And I worked at a casino, Jackpot Junction.
Yeah, well, I've been up there.
And I've seen people where, people would be there for hours. Like I'll go in, and then 2 or 3 hours later, they're still at the same machine. And I'm like,
they still there in the morning. When you go to bed and you get up, they still there.
Yeah. Yeah, and like if you get up from a machine like there's somebody that's going to be watching you.
Yeah, and
because
they'll jump
that
into-
machine
yeah.
that machine's going to pay out. So you know you have to
they're
be
gonna
very
let
careful.
you play it up and play it up, play it
Yep.
up. Then they're going once you get up, they right there. I know, I see it.
Yeah, man, it's
But you know what? More power to them. Because that's what if it makes them happy,
Yeah.
but, you know, as long as you know the consequences.
yeah. Well, you know, they say don't ever bet more money than you're willing to lose. And I think some of these people, I get like there's a rush of in your mind. It's kind of like you're dreaming of
If I hit this-
winning the lottery.
If I can hit this,
Just
I can
this
hit
one parlay.
this one time. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's and then it's a trickle down effect, right? Because it's this addictive personality and these addictive traits. And you know, I've told people, I'm like, anything can be a vice if you allow it to be. You know, whether it's alcohol or food or TV, gambling, you know, sex, drugs, anything can be a vice if you allow it to be. And I think some people just have that very addictive personalities.
Yeah, I think so. So, you know, what the bottom line is
Yeah.
be in control.
Yep. I want to ask you just about because I know we got a few minutes left here.
Right.
I know you got some other things to do. I wanted to ask you because I was thinking about the schedule and everything. You know, 2 overseas games for the Vikings, and then they've got the bye. Now, you played in an era where there were no byes.
No.
I mean, how many preseason games did you have?
We played 6.
6 preseason games.
And then guess what? We didn't get paid for those 6 preseason games.
Really?
Nope.
So
That was all ownership money.
So, did you guys ever how often did you play during the preseason? Did you personally?
You played. Yeah, you played. I mean, you know, the first couple games you might, you know, get in just dab a little bit, but as the preseason went on, you played more and more to get ready for the opening season.
Yeah.
But the fact that we had 6 preseason games.
Dang. I mean, and you didn't get paid extra for it. I mean, was there
No.
any did you guys ever say anything to that? I mean, now it's obviously
man,
hindsight.
You know, there was nothing you
2020.
could say to management then because that was all set up through the league.
Yeah.
Until we started it, then they started a union, and of course everybody was fighting the union. Heck, even some of the players didn't want the union because they thought the management would hold it against them. Like I know some guys that I played with and against that were anti-union, but if it wasn't for that union, today they wouldn't have the benefits that they have today.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't be, say for instance, some of them, if they're ill or whatever, they wouldn't have had those benefits. The same guys that didn't want the union are benefiting from the unions. And there was a lot of guys like that.
What kind of benefits do the union takes care of you as a former player?
Well, they can do better, I think, no question about it. But they contribute to your health care. Every, I think, 3 years, you can go get a total physical. I just had one not too long ago, and then at the end of that, you know, they send you the total report, your physical report. You know, you get the MRIs, you get the CDT, you get tested for everything that can be tested.
Do you get to go to any physician that you want, or do they pick one
what
for
we
you?
end up doing is we go to the Cleveland Clinic. Now they got the Cleveland Clinic in Cleveland, Ohio. They got one in Fort Lauderdale. They got one in California, probably some other places too. But I've been to the one in Cleveland. But I went to the last 2 times I went to Florida.
Okay.
Because I like Florida and
Yeah.
you know, I got friends in Florida. But I don't have much time because when you come there, it's like 3 days worth of physicals, you know, from sun up to sun until dinner time. You just boom, 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 boom.
Really?
They check. That's one thing I will say. They check everything, you know, that you need to have checked, and that's one of the great things I think they have provided for us. They can do better. Don't misunderstand me, because I think we should get paid more money for our retirement than we get. But it improves.
Do you only get like a certain percentage every year that they pay?
Depends on how many. Every year you are vested. You get a certain amount of money per year invested, and then you know that's the name of that.
Okay.
You know, but you got to be vested like at least 3 years.
Okay.
And then you know, we've got, like I said, then they contribute to your health, the cost of your health coverage. And I think they should be paying it all. But they don't. But I'm appreciative of what they do. And then I will say that the people they have in place for our health care in like the NFL Trust, those people, they are the ones that really put everything together for us, as far as health care and stuff like that. Making sure you have what you need. And there's a lot of benefits out there that we have too that you can take advantage of. Some guys don't do it, but they don't know about them. But what they've done.
Is there somebody that can tell you kind of what the benefits?
Now we have every year, every year they bring people in to go, like when we have the Legends Weekend up here. Then the NFL comes in and they go over everything. If you want to get tested, you can get tested. Your wife can get tested, or significant other. Okay. They just started that this year. And so you can get tested, and all the things that they have available to you, and, they go over that with you. If we have a meeting over at the Viking facility, and they go step by step.
Okay.
But you got to know what pertains to you, because it's pre-2000 and there's after 2000. Those guys get better benefits than what we get.
I was going to ask, like, over the years, has it gotten better?
Well, it's gotten better, but the guys that came after us, their benefits are outstanding. Like my son Jay, his benefits are like 10 times better than mine. But he came in to the NFL in a different era and under a different collective bargaining agreement.
Oh, so it was all about what was negotiated during that CBA.
And then what you do is, like, they try to improve it. Now, I will say they gave us a little bump in the monthly
stipend?
Stipend, okay, whatever you want to call it, this year, which is appreciative, because every bit helps. But
sure.
But for the league and its success, and for the few, we only got a few thousand players that are retired, maybe 5,000. I don't know.
Yeah, for as big as the NFL is,
right?
Not a lot of
guys don't live long after, and so, like, what I'm saying is they could double what everybody's making as far as their retirement, and wouldn't even phase it.
So with all the money that the NFL is making, can this go back and be renegotiated?
Well,
do you think?
Well, we don't have another thing to come up for a couple of years. But for me, the players in my era, the longer they wait to give it to you, the less chance you have of getting it.
Yeah. It just floors me how, and I've kind of heard stories, but it's nice to hear it firsthand from you,
right,
about. Because I don't know what's true as a fan and what's not.
Like I said, I think they've made some good changes, and they've improved it, a lot. Don't misunderstand me. And I appreciate the ladies that work in the trust and the guys that work in the trust. They really have your health interests in mind. No doubt about that. But I'm just saying, as far as the monetary part, hey, they could give everybody double, and it wouldn't phase the money. Wouldn't even put it.
It wouldn't make a dent in what they're making.
Not even a spot in the money that they make.
Yeah, I hope for your sake, because I do hear these stories about kind of players not getting what they are, what they're worth, and you know the billions of dollars that are out there.
Now, here's what I'm saying. Here's the difference. In the era of, like, my son, when he came in the league, and up till today, the money that they make during there, if they put that 8, 9, 10 years in, and they were good with their money, like, you good. You got money in the bank. You probably got a house. You got all this stuff.
You're set.
And you set. Now that was when my son. Now, after my son came in, and the next level up, now, hey. You get to that second contract, you got generational money.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yep.
So so they don't even need.
You don't need the benefits.
They don't need the benefits because they got their own stuff set up anyway.
Right.
But they'll still get their benefits. But what I'm saying is, their benefits aren't as important to them as they are to us.
Yeah. Yeah, because that second contract is a little bit bigger. They've got that contract that you guys never had that option.
Contract, they should be good to go.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, Chuck, I know that this was just kind of a free-flowing one, so I wanted to get it in. And, man, it's good to see you. I know that you're hustling and bustling, so
yeah,
we're
having a lot of fun out here. You know, and like I told you, you know where I was today, right?
Yes.
Up at Nelson Brothers up there. Let me say.
Yep.
Those people are the nicest people. And I enjoyed every second up there. And for a couple of different reasons. Number one, the staff and everybody up there was great. But I met more Viking fans that actually saw me play football.
It's got to make you feel good.
Yeah, there at Nelson's coming through, whether they're going up north to their cabin or coming back from closing it up. It was a great experience this morning. A great experience.
Awesome. Well, you can never be old enough to meet your heroes.
No.
You know, and there's a lot of people here that, you know, appreciate you, that respect you. I mean, that love you for who you are. And, you know, our goal is to tell those stories and, you know, for people to realize, hey, there's a lot here with Chuck Foreman that, you know, maybe people don't know. We're going to let you know more about Chuck Foreman, and we're going to let you know why he should be in the National Football League Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's not even an NFL Hall of Fame. It's a Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Right.
And this is the Spin Doctors In with Chuck Foreman. You can catch us, obviously, on YouTube where you're watching us. Rate, review, subscribe, because that's the best way. It gets us into the YouTube algorithms and the YouTube overlords. They kind of push us out there. If you're into the audio thing, rate, review, subscribe on iHeart, iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, Amazon, wherever you get your audio podcast, but YouTube, obviously. Let us know as well. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know your favorite Chuck Foreman memory. We love to hear them, love to read them, and appreciate everybody subscribing to the Sports Legend USA YouTube channel. I've seen that start to grow. Let's keep it pumping. And until next week, let's get a win over the Eagles, and Skol, everybody.